Well, I identify with regenerative agriculture because that's how I was raised. I was raised on a family farm in eastern San Joaquin County. It had been in my family since 1851, and I was fortunate enough to be born before Silent Spring. So in our area and on our geography, pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers, the synthetic ones were not yet in use when I was a kid. So our family farm was a combination of animal agriculture, orchard, and row crop and grain agriculture. So we utilized our livestock in the orchard and on our pasture and on our open land to take care of the residues. So we didn't burn it. We used animals to take care of it, and their dung and urine was just, integrated in the soil. We also, on our grain crops, back then it was before there was irrigation, so we had dryland grain, and what we did was utilize sheep to go in the barley and the wheat crops, graze it in January, February to get tillers. So tillering means instead of one chute with one head of barley or one head of wheat, you get multiple heads. So I don't think tillering is even a technique or practice that's even used today. It may come back with regenerative ag, because we didn't have those options in those days to have what is now conventional agriculture. So I'm very attracted to regenerative ag because that's my roots. I'm not landed anymore, but I do advise producers, working lands producers, ranchers, farmers, foresters, and absolutely I try to steer them in that direction as much as possible, and will continue to do so. Am I always gearing people toward regenerative? To the extent that they're not so boiled in conventional ag that they're closed-minded, where there's no juice for the squeeze there. I'm not going to try those folks necessarily, but to the extent that I see some glimmer in somebody's eye when I start talking about regenerative ag, then the gloves are off. We'll have that conversation with every producer out there because it matters. And I think the regenerative movement is gaining steam. 10 years ago, people used to talk about, 10, 15 years ago, they would talk about, sustainability. And as Alan Savory has remarked many times, humans have never known what sustainability is. I hate that term because we don't know what it is. So we aspire to we aspire to an unknown. We do know what regenerative ag is, and we can aspire to regenerative ag. We can aspire to making the earth healthy again. So if you want to try something different, now's the time. Not 5 years, not 10 years, not after you're dead and somebody else has got your land. Now's the time. And and it's urgent. There is an urgency around regenerative ag that unfortunately, world conditions have created that urgency. The health of the planet has created that urgency, and we need to quit ignoring it.